Welcome back to Going Walkabout. At 65 years old, I always remember growing up with the movie stars of the golden age of cinema. Actors like Kirk Douglas, Ava Gardner, Bogey and Bacall. And then there's the Rat Pack, Peter Lawford, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Joey Bishop. There are images of Marilyn Monroe that flicker through my mind like Technicolor dreams. It's funny to think that there is a place in this world where all these A-listers lived and dreamed. Palm Springs, California, nestled at the base of the San Jacinto Mountains. And whether you fly or drive, you're sure to be enchanted by this amazing oasis. In this video, we'll explore the Celebrity Playground, its history, the homes of the celebrities, and the evolution from barren desert to a flourishing oasis of activity. Palm Springs. It sits just east of Los Angeles in the California desert. Initially, Palm Springs was a land of open spaces and Indian tribes. It became a wellness center for those that had contracted tuberculosis due to the dry climate, which was believed to heal that malady. The discovery from the studios that Palm Springs area could be used to film westerns was what began to put the quiet town on the map. Actors who worked on the westerns saw the beauty of the high mountains against the desert expanse and decided it might be a good place to put down some roots. It didn't take long for the word about Palm Springs to get out in the tight-knit community of actors who were required by the studios to be no more than 2 hours away in case they were needed on set. The 2-hour rule was tailor-made for the actors to set up a second home in the Palm Springs area. They could easily get back to the studios if needed, and they could enjoy privacy from the paparazzi and crowds in the fledgling town of Palm Springs. Palm Springs offered so many diversions: swimming, golf. With so many entertainers on hand, pool parties and dinner parties must have been like 5-star cabarets. Add to this heady mixture lots of free available land, the rise of mid-century architecture, shake and stir, and you have a cocktail of custom homes owned by celebrities so they could enjoy their privacy in cost-effective style. Palm Springs is set up north to south in 3 distinct neighborhoods. The first area is north of Vistachino Road. Here is where you would find the Racket Club Estates and Little Tuscany. The second area will be our prime area of focus, which is everything north of Ramon Road. It includes Vista Las Palmas, Old Las Palmas, the Movie Colony, and Movie Colony East. The names being a dead giveaway that this is where the majority of celebrities' homes reside. Lastly, there is Deep Well area, which is south of Ramon Road, which has Indian canyons, Twin Palms, and some of the coves. We'll explore 13 homes on our tour, but stay till the end for 2 bonus homes that I'm sure you'll enjoy. We'll begin the house tour with one of the most famous homes, Frank Sinatra's Twin Palms, which is in the Movie Colony East area. The home was a getaway for Sinatra when he was married to Ava Gardner, with the piano-shaped pool and a flag raised at sunset to announce cocktail hour. What more could a blue-eyed boy want? Just up the street from Old Blue Eyes was the master of ceremonies, Bob Hope. The Hopes enjoyed this lovely Spanish-style casita for over 72 years. Up the street and around the corner sits the Andalusian-style home of Cary Grant. Grant, being an avid athlete, enjoyed a large swimming pool and beautiful grounds surrounded by old shade trees. Crossing over Indian Canyon and Palm Canyon, heading west, keeping in the Las Palmas area, we'll stop at one of the most unusual homes, the Elvis Honeymoon Hideaway. The house is what mid-century is all about: expansive windows, light, great spaces, all in a circular design. The honeymoon hideaway came complete with a circular living room with its custom-made round couches, and the kitchen with the round stovetop, and circular barbecue, none of which would be complete without the perfect pink love nest. One of the loveliest mid-century homes was built by Wexler for Kirk Douglas and his family. It's our next stop. The property is stylish without being ostentatious. You can tell by the furniture it was a family home as opposed to a showplace. The Douglases enjoyed this desert retreat for over 40 years. These next 3 homes are all part of the Rat Pack. The first is Peter Lawford's home, which is a beautiful mid-century on a corner lot, complete with breezeways, floor-to-ceiling glass, and an oasis-like pool area, good enough for someone from the Kennedy clan, which is a good thing because his wife happened to be a Kennedy. And just down the road is another Rat Packer, Dean Martin's house. Sadly enough, the home has been in disrepair for years now. One can only imagine the sweet serenades by the pool when Dean roamed its beautiful grounds. Around the corner from Dean is the home of one of the best-known Rat Packers, Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy is special. However, so is his home, as he was one of the first Black Americans allowed to buy a home in Palm Springs. Prior to his purchase, there were policies prohibiting Black Americans to live near whites. These policies have since been eradicated due to people like Sammy who persevered. Switching gears to one of the most iconic female residents of Palm Springs, Liz Taylor. Initially, she owned an enormous property on a corner lot done in the Spanish style with reflection pools and beautiful views of the mountains. Her husband was killed in an accident, so she sold the home and moved down the street to a smaller abode. The home, nestled in the embrace of the Las Palmas area, had views of mountains. It was opulent but cozy, and it became a happy nesting place for her until her death. At number 10, we have a star who not only tickled our funny bone, but tickled the ivories with his amazing command of the piano, Liberace. His home has retained all of the decor he chose on the outside, up to the entryway gates like musical notes and the mailbox like a baby grand. Just around the corner from Liberace is the home of Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. It's a mid-century masterpiece. They're the parents of Jamie Lee Curtis. The mid-century home is a post and beam design with the backyard breezeways which surround their turquoise pool, a retreat worthy of 2 mega stars like the Curtises. This next home was owned by a person who many feel is the personification of Palm Springs, Marilyn Monroe. The Boys Club of the Rat Pack certainly took a backstage to this celebrity of Maryland, so beloved in Palm Springs that her statue looms large over the city to this day. Her home was a modest ranch style, however, it was cozy and secluded. I'm sure she loved the privacy and the views. For this last home, we'll travel to the south of Palm Springs, to the Indian Canyons area. This is where the home of the iconic Walt Disney was built. As with many of the celebrity homes, it is a simple mid-century home with a large pool, so that everyone could enjoy the great outdoors and the beautiful views of the mountains. Walt's love for the desert would last his whole life. Well, that's our tour. Believe me, there are more celebrity homes. Hopefully, this video will whet your appetite to do some research on them. And now for our 2 bonus homes. Our first is near Araby Cove, Bob Hope's second house in the desert, and as you can see, a huge departure from his Spanish casita. Our second bonus house is Frank Sinatra's second home in the desert, where he lived until he passed away, a compound at the Tamarisk Country Club. Tamarisk being the first country club to allow blacks and Jewish people. It is said that Frank had Sammy Davis Jr. stay for a month when he lost an eye in a car accident. The 2 were friends for life. I hope you can see that Palm Springs remains an enchanting oasis with an allure that is timeless. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Better yet, subscribe. Cheers for now. We'll see you next week.